Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Lauren. I post new videos every week, and this week I wanted to sit down and talk with you guys about misconceptions about cancer. I feel like a lot of people outside of the cancer community might have a lot of misconceptions about cancer, and I'm going to be sharing those with y'all today, so hopefully you get a new understanding on it and you can know a little bit more about what we go through. So if you want to learn more, then just keep watching. Misconception number one: every chemo causes hair loss. So chemotherapy is a drug that targets fast-growing cells. You basically want chemo to kill all the bad cells in your body, which are the cancer cells, but it also kills the good cells too, which is why it causes so many harmful and terrible side effects. And hair, unfortunately, are fast-dividing cells, which is why hair loss is such a common side effect from chemo. But it does not happen to every cancer patient. And I have known people that either one, get treated differently because they don't look as sick, or two, even get accused of faking it because they don't have all of the physical changes that other cancer patients do have, which is absolutely terrible, that you would be treated differently just because you don't have all the physical changes. So not every chemo causes hair loss, and just because someone might not look sick doesn't mean that they aren't. Misconception number two: cancer equals death. This is also not true. It just depends on what type of cancer you have. People think the C word is the worst thing in the world and that it's an automatic death sentence. And they're always like, oh, they're not gonna get cured. It's always gonna come back. They're damaged goods, blah, 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 blah. And that's just not true. You know, with all the advances in medicine every year, cancer treatment is getting even more and more successful. But unfortunately, there are tons of cancers out there that are so rare that there's not that much research that can be done on them, and that is why the cure rate and their survival rate can be so low. But there are other cancers that respond well to treatment and that are considered curable. In my case, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is a very common cancer. My exact cancer, primary mediastinal, is very rare in the non-Hodgkin's, but it does respond to about the same chemo regimen as diffuse large B cells. So I was able to have a successful treatment even though my cancer is a rare form of a very common cancer. I'm sorry if that sounded very confusing. So unfortunately, for every cancer, there is a risk for relapse or refractory. Relapse is where the cancer will come back, and refractory can mean that your body doesn't completely respond to chemotherapy. The chance for relapse for lymphoma, or the one I had, goes down significantly after 1 or 2 years, and I am about to be on my 1 year, which is so crazy. I am literally so grateful that I was able to have a successful treatment, and hopefully my story, you know, inspires someone out there that is going through treatment for a cancer similar to mine and just needs some hope that it will be okay and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm very, very grateful to be almost 1 year out of treatment. So crazy to think that it's already been a year. Like, what? Back to what I was saying. What stage you catch it at also plays into the cure rate and all of that. So if you catch it at a later stage, you know, maybe stage 4, it's at different places in your body that can play a part in the cure rate. But I know tons of people that have had stage 4 and that are in remission and all good now. So misconception number 3: all lumps are cancerous. This is not true. In a lot of cases, lumps can be a warning sign from your body that, hey, something's wrong, you need to go get this checked out. A lot of other times, lumps can mean a whole bunch of different things. I'm not gonna go through a list of them, but just because there's just so many different reasons as to why you could have a lump. But I will say, if you have a swollen lymph node and it doesn't go away for, let's say, a couple weeks, you should definitely go get it checked out, because like I said, it can be a warning sign from your body that something is wrong. Keep an eye on it, and if it doesn't seem to go away, go get that thing checked out. Misconception number 4: cancer patients always have to stay in the hospital. This is also not true. In a lot of cases, cancer patients have to be hospitalized for their chemo if it's continuous. In my case, I had a continuous 5-day infusion, so I constantly had to be hooked up to my lovely friend Petra the pole. Yes, I named my IV pole. I had my PICC line, and I was always hooked up to some type of chemotherapy drug. I couldn't take baths when I was in the hospital. They gave me these wipes to wipe got down with every night. So yeah, it was continuous. I was never unhooked from it unless it was like for 5 minutes while I changed my clothes or something. But other than that, I was on it for a whole 5 days. Back to what I was saying, cancer patients can be hospitalized for chemo. They can also be hospitalized to monitor side effects from chemo. And in a lot of other cases, cancer patients have to be admitted in between rounds because they have a neutropenic fever. And when you're neutropenic, it basically means that your white blood cell count is so low that your body is unable to fight off an infection or sickness on their own. So that means that they have to go into the hospital and get some antibiotics or just something to help them out to fight off that infection, since they can't do it on their own. And a lot of people get their chemo infusions outpatient. There is an outpatient clinic at my hospital, and you basically go in for the day, get your infusion, and then you go home. And I think a lot of times some patients have to go in 2 days in a row if they didn't finish their infusion the last day. But basically an outpatient clinic or a day clinic is just where you go in for the day and get your infusions and then go home. I wish mine was that way, but whatever. I was just there to follow the rules and get it done, so. And in other cases, chemo can be taken in pill form, and you can just take that at home. You don't even have to go to the hospital for your chemos. Misconception number 5, I think. You did something to get cancer. I have asked my doctors this question. My parents have asked my doctors this question. I have gone through scenarios in my head and thought back to the months before I got diagnosed to try and figure out if there was something I did to get cancer. But the truth is, doctors just don't know what causes cancer. And that is so unfortunate. I hope that one day we can live in a world where there is no such thing as cancer. I hope one day I can look back and have a light bulb moment because they figured out what causes lymphoma or cancers and be like, that's what I did. But for right now, there's just no way to figure it out. There could be one specific thing that causes cancer, or there could be a ton of different things that cause cancers. And I hope also that one day we can have chemotherapy drugs that don't cause such terrible side effects that make you literally look like an alien because you don't have any hair. I just hope that one day in the future we're able to figure that out and we're able to have answers. But for now, there are none. So did I do something to cause my lymphoma? I don't know. Could I have prevented it? I don't know. Is it my fault? No, I can't control when my body decides to malfunction. Misconception number 6. Sugar feeds cancer. No. Well, cancer cells are made up of sugar. They're made up of glucose. It doesn't cause cancer. Sugar can't feed your cancer or make it worse. Misconception number 7, I think we're on. I don't know. Cancer is contagious. This is not true, and this is very funny. Like, this made me chuckle. Cancer is a disease, not like a cold or a flu that you can just catch from someone, from being in the same room as someone. So you can hug, you can be around someone with cancer, and you aren't gonna get it. Don't worry. And the last misconception, cancer is genetic. This is not really a misconception. It just depends on what type of cancer it is. In some cases, yes, this is true. Some people can be more likely to get a cancer if it is in generations before them. I know breast and ovarian cancer can be hereditary, and I think there are some places you can go to get tested to see if you have that certain mutation that is likely to cause ovarian or breast cancer later in your life. And I will have a link in the description for more information on hereditary and genetic cancers if you want to learn more information about that. But other than that, those are the misconceptions about cancer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, and tell me some funny cancer stories that you may have. Maybe someone told you one of these things and you were like, oh, I'm the expert here, I'm the cancer patient, stay out of it. And make sure you subscribe so you never miss another video like this one. I post new videos every Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!